My good friends, welcome to episode 3 of us discussing Humanity Has Failed by Ramage Inc. And we're instantly starting with Call of the Wild. What can you tell us about this song?
It started with a whole arpeggio riff that I had made, and I quite liked, and I liked the octavey guitar part underneath. The album's length. Let's address the elephant in the room.
Okay. Finally, we're in episode 3. We're addressing the elephant in the room. Here we go.
The band wanted everything out because we liked everything during this session. We hadn't released anything in a long time, and for the people who do like what we do, we have a certain amount of followers. I felt it was giving value for money and giving something back to the fans. You know, man, we live in a day and age where like people just don't have the much attention span anymore. Man, I love double albums. I love long, like delving into.
The thing is, I'm happy you're bringing this up because I wasn't sure if I should be bringing it up or if you did it yourself. I'm happy about that because I feel the same way. It's like the whole reason why with Layered Reality, doing doing a video like this, my people who's interested in listening to anecdotes about tracks, you might be surprised these people are there. Because, you know, there is a sizable amount of people that actually likes more content, especially if a band is dedicated and excited about making more content. And I'm like, why are you bitching and whining about it being too much? Then just listen to it in 2 sittings. You know, you don't have to do it in one go.
Now. You don't have tape. You don't have to press fast forward. You press skip and it's done in like a second.
Right.
You know, boo-hoo, dearie me. Oh, Ramage, I've spent money on your album and it's too long. Man.
Then press the skip button. Okay, thank you. I'm happy we got this in now. This is important. This is very important to have in there. Yes.
So anyway, this track, the length of the album ended up being so long through a mistake of mine. When I initially tried to time all the songs that we had, I put it in some software and it gave me this time. It's like, oh my god, like it's really short. Like, that's not going to be enough for an album. And so whilst I quickly put the stuff that I really wanted to use that wasn't completed or whatever in time for Hammy to learn, quickly put it together, and this was one of these tracks. The lyric was always there in the demo stage. I initially planned to embellish it and turn it into like a full-fledged song, but it didn't happen. So I gave it to Hammy and he was like, man, that's cool, let's just keep it like that. What had happened is the software that I used and the way I put it in, I made a mistake, and the album was actually of appropriate length, and since we ended up doing these extras tracks because I thought the album was shorter than it was, ended up being really long.
It's what I think is it's so funny that you're saying appropriate length, because now I kind of feel like, is there an inappropriate length? Like when do you reach the point that it's inappropriate length? I don't know.
I don't care.
Same.
But I'm just upon reading all of our current reviews, everybody's saying exactly the same thing. It's like, your album's too long, dude.
To be fair though, it's like I feel that there's a disconnect between what, like, reviewers obviously get a lot of music in this day and age, and a lot of people get like there's like stacks of music they have to listen to because there's so many artists out there. So I feel that it's more fed about the idea that they're like, shit, I cannot give this as much attention as I would want to because it's so long. That it's more something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to say this on record now, and this is going to be on YouTube, but I tend to think we should just take that with a grain of salt, because the fans looking at you guys over there listening to this, I think most of you will actually appreciate that you get more to sink your teeth into. Don't you? Please leave a comment saying so. We could really use it for our fragile egos. Heading into the next track. The next track, ladies and gentlemen, that was another single. This one is Barriers. Obviously, there's something to be extracted from the single itself, but please tell me how that song came to be, what the inspiration was, etc.
This song was a bit different lyrically than the rest of the album. It's talking about my own anxiety and, when it comes to being around other people.
Yeah.
In certain environments. I kind of embellished in that lyrically to coincide with the theme. It was an unsettling time,
Right.
And lyrically that kind of spilled out on this one. I was very cynical, very pessimistic back then.
Is it weird to say that, because obviously I've been somewhat involved in this, but as an outsider, it feels now that you're talking about it, it seems like you're talking in the third person a little bit. So you're doing better. You're on a better place now than you were at that point in time. Or
no matter what anybody says, this is an art form. I mean, it's a form of expression, and people can take it in any way that they so desire. But for me, this was an outlet. You know, how I was feeling at that particular time. I've got these emotions, I've got these feelings, and I need to put that somewhere. The same process that I do for every single song that I've done. You know, it's like a snapshot in time of where I'm at, or what I'm feeling, and what I'm doing, what I'm going through, or even sometimes what others are going through.
Yeah, it's like, I get what you mean. It's like it can also just be the empathy of seeing someone else going through something and then writing about it. That checks out. That makes sense.
Empathy plays a large part. I even wrote a song on a previous album called Learn More, which was written from the perspective of a polar bear.
Well, there you go. So, yeah, pretty empathetic, I would say. Absolutely, yeah. And the next one is The Call for Klaatu. This is an interesting title. That was the one that stood out to me. I was like, I have no idea where this is from, so please, enlighten me. Where is this from?
I thought it would be very fitting for the subject matter of this album, with it being so bleak and the fear for the future of our environmental issues. And the Klaatu is a character from a film called The Day the Earth Stood Still. And
okay.
He is the alien that gets sent down to Earth. And this song is basically me asking for Klaatu to come down and remove humanity. That's how bleak a mindset.
That is okay. Yeah, okay. That's wow. Yeah, okay. That's definitely a mindset thing, but it does work for the song.
In the film, he comes down and basically, like they had all these arcs and stuff to take away, like the remnants of whatever animal life existed on the planet.
Right.
And in that process, he meets a human being. I watched the more recent one with Keanu Reeves, and
okay, yeah.
And he meets a character that changes his mind about humanity.
Because because he gets shown that there is a good side to humanity, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The machine that he had, that could have been humanity's destruction, ends up wiping out humanity's technology.
Oh.
So it's essentially sending us back into dark ages.
Okay.
If we can't change our ways, then something like that could be the only way to save what we have left.
Something to be said for that, yeah, definitely.
So that was my mindset for this. It was a bit far.
But it does work for when you look at the theme of the record. I can imagine that you wanted to put that in there, and that it made sense.
And because this one musically is very different from the rest of the album,
right?
It's in a different key and a very Doctor Who type solo midsection.
That's fair. Yeah,
which was shortened, by the way. Sorry, Hammy. Like that entire solo section with the double kick was initially twice as long, and Hammy played it, and it was just like struggling to get the double kick to go.
And then you remove it.
I removed half of it. Yeah.
Oh no! Oh, poor Hammy. Aw. Well, it's good that you've recorded this now and that it's now on the internet that Hammy did indeed record a part that was twice as long. So, leave a comment for Hammy, give him the love that he deserves, because he has been working really, really fucking hard. I mean,
the drums in this album were, I think, and I've been playing music with and recording music with Hammy since we were kids. Mm-hmm. His drumming on this one is, he's raised the bar. I wish there was a way to mix the album where everything could come out but it's just never going to happen. There's so much going on.
Yeah, it's so big.
You have to make a compromise somewhere. Hammy's got all these little splashes and things like that. And most of the time they're there, but sometimes in the more epic parts, kind of miss an awful lot of the intricacies that he was putting in, which is sad. But when you're mixing, you've got to make compromises, and you have to keep the energy the way that it needs to be. If I could release like just a drum playthrough of the entire album, that'd be cool.
I was actually gonna say, like, maybe we could ask the people watching this and join us in the comment section. Maybe if we have enough people wanting to see Hammy's version of the album, then maybe we can make this work. Maybe we can, but then you guys got to pull that weight. You guys got to comment beneath saying, give us Hammy's version, give us the Hammy cut. We're gonna make it the Snyder cut of this album or something like that, and let's see if that happens. So that would be quite something. Anyway. Wonder what's going to happen in the comment section. This might come back to bite us in the ass. So then we've arrived at the end of the record, the song A Dream of Unity. And one of my personal favorites. I really like that choir part. It's like there's so much atmosphere here. But what prompted that? What was the trigger for that one?
The trigger for this one was, the part itself was it's just two chords over and over. But I had this sort of like, should we call it a motif, a hymn? I don't know. I think hymn is actually the right way to say it, because that's what it felt like when I heard it. There was no words that would have worked, I think. So I kept it wordless, lyricless. I had this piece of music for some time. It plays on an emotion for me of like almost hope, like a bleak sense of hope.
Yeah, I'm so happy you're saying this, because that was what I thought when I first heard the pre-production stuff. When you sent it to me, I was like, okay, weirdly enough, it does end on a hopeful note.
Instrumentation wise, and the way I was thinking when I was producing this is the whole idea was humanity coming together, and then A Dream of Unity is the title, and I wanted that to work in the music as well, by having mostly male vocals in the first half, then the female vocals like joining in the second half, and then extra instrumentation as well, so everything's just coming together and getting grander and grander towards the end.
Yeah, I feel that you absolutely succeeded in creating what you had. Okay, so we are now at the end of the third episode. We had 3 episodes in which we discussed this whole record. We talked through the songs and everything, and I feel that I do want to end with like a bit of a final reflection. The album is out now. We've been looking at how people have responded so far, and sure, we might have had a few reviewers mentioning it was too long, but what is your overall feeling regarding how the album has become now?
Relief. When you're writing and you're in a dark place mentally, and then your life changes, but you're still working on that, it's like, wow, it's done now, it's out. I could have kept on mixing it until I was in my third life, because there's so much going on there, but I eventually just had to let it go. It is what it is. I'm happy with what I've achieved with it.
Well, I think those are good words to close this on. Bryan, thank you so much for going on this adventure through the record together. Everyone at home watching this, thank you all for being a part of this. Hope you guys like this new series, because I'm going to be interviewing a lot more people in the coming months to talk about their records. Not just Layered Reality releases, by the way. There's a lot of musicians I would like to talk to about their albums, and hope this is going to be a cool trend. I think that kind of closes it off. Bryan, is there anything else you want to say towards everyone who has watched these episodes so far?
Keep watching them. They're informative. And check out Humanity Has Failed and Metal On.
Yes, absolutely. All the links are in the description. Now go and listen to Humanity Has Failed and let it fill your ear and eye holes and whatever holes you want filled by that album. Just figure it out. It'll be okay. Thank you all so much, guys. See you later.
To sleep again, sleep. supposed to